yes, there we go. Anyway, that was the Breeders with Divine Hammer. Coming up next, stay tuned, the second installment of Revolution Liverpool. I'm Doug Russell. Ron Edwards will be in here as well for that show. You don't want to miss it? Stick around. We'll be right back.
Suppose my voice
Ever get into my dorm?
Let me help. Here you go.
How'd you do that?
I used my credit card.
Gee.
Uh-huh. I can do that. I'm a PhD, professional hard-boiled detective.
Wow.
Use your credit card the right way to build financial independence. Call 800-833-9666 and ask for me, Max Moore, detective in Moneytown. A public service of Citibank, MasterCard, and Visa.
Funny, but believe it or not, that freshman sounds like me on my first day of college. Yourself?
I believe it sounds like us all on our first day of college.
Yes, and I just can't wait until next September when all the freshmen come rolling back into town. That's always a fun time of the year.
You know, it almost makes you feel old. You're in your early 20s and you start to feel old. I
felt really old. I was paging through my Brewers yearbook that I bought last Friday, okay? And I was paging through it, and I found players born the same year that I was.
Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts. That gets you right there. That makes you feel old.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal,
Get used to, yeah, really.
The Giant is younger than both you and I.
Is he really? I think he's older than I am.
Well, thanks, Doug. Thanks, pal.
Hey, no problem.
Anyways.
But your birthday's not too far away.
No, it's coming up. What's the date today? The 22nd of May?
Yep.
About a month and a half away.
You can send your cards.
Send your cards and Orlana Kane, too.
Anyway, welcome once again to Revolution Liverpool, a look back at the Fab Four and what they did and what they spawned off to do. And yes, we'll play some Wings for all you kids born in the 60s.
You mean Paul was in another band?
Anyway, we're going to lead things off with some vintage old Beatles. We're going to try to do this every week. Lead off with something, from the old school Beatles that... I sound like Merc. Old school.
The old school Beatles.
Yes, old school.
Putting the F back into funk, as you would say.
And then, of course, we'll always close with Obla Di Obla.
Yeah, that's right.
That's our closing song.
That way,
and life goes on.
It's a nice little ending theme song, I guess, if you will have it that way.
But we're going to lead off with something that they did back in 60-something or other.
I believe 63. 62, 63.
Let's see. I can probably look it up.
It was either off Meet the Beatles or... Anyways, every Sunday from 8 to 9 as we go through this again, as Doug pages through the Beatles catalog. Also, coming up in the weeks to come, we will have our dedication to Yoko Ono. Get excited for that. We're going to get to hear a 17-minute song of Yoko, a song that she got
64.
a lot of... Thank you. A lot of criticism from, mainly because she sounds like a raving Buddhist. Anyways, it's pretty heinous, but we're going to play it for you because we like you out there.
Okay, leading off the show from 1964. We looked it up and found out we wanted to get that and be accurate for you. Here's 8 Days a Week.
Okay, from the year 1970, that was George Harrison, What Is Life? Before that, Paul McCartney, 1989, My Brave Face. And starting things off, classic Beatles, 1964, with 8 Days a Week.
We're halfway through the solo segment, or one of the solo segments.
Yes, one of many.
Next will be Lennon.
And Yoko does not qualify.
But first, we have a visitor. Former news director Scott Patrick. Hi, Scott.
Hi there. How you doing?
Whoa!
As I swing the mic wildly around.
Careful with that thing.
That thing's dangerous, you know.
Hey, we're
You
sure.
could poke an eye out with that thing.
That's right.
Give that back after that comment.
So what brings you up here, Scott?
Well, I heard both of you... Hey, careful with that microphone. I heard both of you simulcasted on Titan TV, and I just had to stop by. I had to find out more information about these two
About Revolution
voices.
Liverpool?
What about liver?
I said Revolution Liverpool. That's our show. That's the show you're on right now.
Okay.
The title of the show. Anyway, Scott's going to stick around, I hope.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here for a while.
Scott will stick around for us for a while. And
whether you like it or not.
We've got 45 more minutes of the Beatles and their offshoots left to go. But we're going to take a break right now. Hang on. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
On Saturday, August 5th, Stephen Dash.
Okay, tonight, partly cloudy sky, low 50 degrees to the mid-50s. Monday, mostly cloudy, good chance for thunderstorms, highs around 77. And Tuesday, partly sunny, low 50 degrees and highs around 70. This is weather from your WRST Weather Center.
Having trouble keeping up with the wide variety of programs offered?
Welcome back to Revolution Liverpool. I'm Doug Russell, along with my cohort, Ron Edwards.
Your cohort. Navigating tonight as Doug runs the boards.
That's right.
Anyways.
A switch from last week.
That's right.
It's kind of different, kind of wild, kind of wacky to be back here.
We are kooky guys. We can do that kind of thing.
Yes, we are.
Right.
But anyway, right now we're going to continue with our solo journey from the offshoots, the Fab Four, the 4 members of the Beatles. This is dedicated to Tony Palmieri, who challenged me last week to play Power to the People because he thought I was too conservative to play something like that. Well, I'm going one step further, Dr. Palmieri. I don't even know if he's listening.
Yeah.
If he is,
we'll be getting a call soon thereafter if he is.
If he is listening, this one's for you. Give peace a chance.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, that was Ringo Starr from 1974. Oh My My. Before that, John Lennon from the year 1969. Wait, we already did that. Yeah, we did. What? That was Give Peace a Chance, anyways.
Yes.
Yes.
We did
as
that.
I babble.
That's okay.
That's okay. 826, 71, 70 degrees as it just dropped before my eyes.
Yes, we
Getting cold out there.
Yeah, we had to close the windows. It was getting a wee bit chilly, and we didn't want to let the bugs in, which is what usually happens when the sun goes down and the lights are still on here at the station. Here, high above Oshkosh, on the 4th floor of the Arts and Communications Center at 926 Woodland.
What's that in your face there?
Get out of as the lake flies come wafting off the lake and to where they see our glowing light on top of the transmitter tower.
That is correct.
And they come wafting, that's the word for the night, by the way, wafting. They come wafting into the radio station and make our life a living
H-E double hockey sticks?
That's right.
Anyway, that was our tribute to all 4 of the Beatles. Solo works by all of them. So now we're going to get back into some collective efforts.
Collective efforts.
And this is Paperback Writer from 1966. From 1966, Paperback Writer by, of course, the Beatles. You're listening to the Valley Alternative 90.3 FM WRST. Revolution Liverpool is the name of the show, our second installment of Revolution Liverpool. If you've got any suggestions for the show, please drop us a line at 800 Algoma Boulevard, Oshkosh, Wisconsin 54901. Address it to either myself, Doug Russell, or Ron Edwards. We'd love to hear from you.
And speaking of the phone which is ringing, if you want to hear any requests, give us a call at 424-3113. And coming up, as Doug kindly puts the caller on hold, that's radio,
well,
folks. You got to do that every once in a while.
I turned the mic down.
You know, you're a very gracious man.
Thank you. I try.
You are. You're an outstanding human
But please,
being.
drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. We've gotten a lot of positive response to the show so far just from our first week out there. And we'd love to hear from anyone.
We're not that way. Anyone.
That's right. Or if you've got any requests of anything by the Beatles or by McCartney or Starr. I shouldn't call him Starr. He's Ringo.
Ringo.
McCartney, Ringo, John, or George. Give us a call. We might have it. We probably do. If we don't, I'm sure our sponsor, The Groove, has it.
And we can get it from them because they are great.
So if we can't get it to you this week, we'll definitely get it to you next week because they've got some wild stuff from the Beatles.
They do.
We've got a couple of things down here on vinyl that we'll probably get to later on in the program. But right now, you have a trivia question.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, we do. Coming up, the next song is off the Beatles' famous White Album, which was the 2-album set, put out in 1968. The song is Savoy Truffle, which is the song we're going to hear. As again, I'm babbling, a little babbling, witty banter.
That's okay.
Anyways, the song was written by George Harrison. Now, what I want to know, or I should say what myself and my cohort Douglas would like to know is...
Thank you.
Who was that song written for? All right? If you know the answer, give us a call here, and we'll get you a prize of some sort.
Yes. I've got a couple of T-shirts left. We'll send you a T-shirt.
A few CDs and back, here and there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll send you something.
So that's the
funny
question.
like that.
Who did George Harrison write the song Savoy Truffle for?
Okay. Here you go. Take a listen. Sit back. Take a listen. Revolution Liverpool is the name of the program, and this is Harrison with Savoy Truffle. From Paul McCartney's latest tour, that was Live and Let Die, recorded in Boulder, Colorado on May 26th
And the theme to a
1993.
very popular James Bond movie.
Thank you, Scott.
That is right. Yes.
He is news guy.
Yes.
That's right.
Former news director Scott Patrick sitting in with us on
Full
Revolution.
of endless and boring facts.
You know, I've come to the conclusion that I, Doug Russell, know more useless facts than anyone on the face of the earth.
And a contestant for Jeopardy.
No, because they know intelligent things. I know the most inane, useless. I do very well in Trivial Pursuit, and that's why they call it Trivial Pursuit, because it's trivial.
And to get away from that,
it's stupid. It's just anyway. I'm digressing.
Well, anyways, as Doug said, we just heard "Live and Let Die" from Paul McCartney's live album. Before that, from the year 1964, the Beatles with "Money Can't Buy Me Love," and starting things off once again was from the White Album "Savoy Truffle." And nobody has called in yet.
Nobody's called in yet. We've got a couple of requests. The guys over at Settlers Mill, they say they adjusted to the.
They did.
So.
And thank you for that.
Thank you
we
for the adjustment. That warms our hearts.
It does. It makes us feel giddy all over.
And they called up and asked if we had Penny Lane and We Can Work It Out. Those were the two songs, and I should have asked what version they want, because we've got at least two versions of each, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have those, and yes, we'll fire one up for you. One of the two. We played them both last week, and we try not to do that, but our audience comes first, darn it.
Yes.
So
we're that way.
We will fire that up.
Once again, the trivia question. I want you people to call in.
Keeping us on track.
That's
Ron
right.
Edwards.
Who did George Harrison write the song Savoy Truffle for in the year 1968? Very famous musician and a close friend of Harrison's. We'll leave it at that.
And someone that we will play in the third hour after 9 o'clock, but we can't play him now.
Exactly.
But someone that we will play. And another... no, he's not. Never mind. I was going to give him another clue. That wasn't true.
As a thought leaves.
I hate it when that happens. Thoughts leave my brain all the time. That's probably why I'm in radio.
Yeah, the first sign of old age also, or the sign of a true radio personality.
One of the two.
Thoughts leaving the brain.
Anyway, going out by request, this is Penny Lane.
Penny Lane, there is a bar.
George Harrison from
1987.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With Got My Mind Set on You. Okay, we've got something that we picked up this week from our sponsor this week, The Groove, over on Main Street. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, anyways, thank you, my friend. What we have here is actually the first live recording of the Beatles together after Pete Best, who I believe, he was the original drummer, left the group, and Ringo joined the group. Ringo and his famous nose.
And rings. He's got a lovely collection of rings.
I've heard that. And from the year 1962, this was a concert that took place in Hamburg, Germany. Originally, it was taped on just like a regular audio type cassette or whatnot, and it was lost in their original producer's office. And when he was digging through his office, he found it underneath a pile of rubble, as he put it. And it's a full album of nothing but covers, because they had no originals.
We promised to get you some old stuff from the Beatles and some hard to get stuff, and this definitely qualifies. This is the Beatles' first live recordings from '62, and the name of this tune is "To Know Her Is to Love Her." That was the Beatles with "To Know Her
Is to Love Her."
Is to Love Her.
1962.
I lost my place.
Hamburg, Germany.
But the first live recording of the Beatles, and yes, that was on the correct speed.
Wow.
On the turntable, we whipped out the vinyl.
You know, it's definitely not obla-dee obla-da.
No, it's not.
Toned it down a notch there in order to all stay in sync, I think.
Just a notch or 5. But we had a request come in just a few minutes ago from Tony. He wanted to hear the song "I Will," and that will be the last song that we play before our signature close. It's been fun doing this again. We could go a couple more hours, but we'll have to save that for next week.
Yet we digress.
And this is Ron Edwards keeping Doug on track from the...
As I lose my voice trying to keep Doug on track.
From the ramblings of me, this is "I Will."